Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Madison Hungerford. My channel is filled with videos about motherhood, marriage, and ministry. It's been like over a year since I have posted any videos on here because my last video was a birth vlog, and I have a lot of surprising news for you all and life updates and just so much to share, and it's been a long time. I've really missed filming on YouTube and just getting content out there up here because I love YouTube and I've really missed it. But it's been a really nice break for myself and my family that we've needed. So I'm excited to be back. It's really nice to be back on YouTube. I've really missed it. It's been a long time, and it's been a really much needed break for myself and my family, but I'm excited to be back and just getting a video posted. I have no idea how frequently I'm going to be able to post videos on here, but I'm excited to get to film this video because there's a lot that's happened and a lot of things that I need to update you all on, and I'm excited to share them in this video. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button on this video as well. And let me know in the comments just any questions that you have for me on life stuff or just since I've been gone. A lot has happened that I'll update you on, but let me know in the comments down below anything else that you'd like to know. I feel so rusty filming again. It's been a minute. So bear with me if I'm like awkward or I'm stumbling over my words at all. It's just been a really long time since I've filmed like this. The biggest thing that I need to update you guys on is that I am pregnant again. My last video was my home birth vlog, which has really gotten a lot of views and has been really encouraging to me to just see how many mothers have gotten so much encouragement from that. And since then, in the last year and a half, I am pregnant with our third child, and I'm due like a week ago. I'm like 41 weeks now, and we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. We're having another home birth. We're really excited about it, and we just have been spending a lot of time preparing and praying. I just got a couple new sleeper jammies, so I'm gonna actually fold these while we're talking. But yeah, we're having another baby. That's kind of mind-blowing. I found out back in April, and I remember I was at a women's retreat and I was talking to one of my best friends and was like, I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. And she was like, why? I was like, because everything smells like garbage. And that's pretty much my like tried and true sign that I'm pregnant, is everything smells like garbage to me. It's really weird. But yeah, so I am almost 41 weeks, and my son was born at 42 and 2. So I'm kind of expecting to go past 42 weeks again. And I'd like to say I'm cool with that. Like, everything's perfect, but it's hard. Like, if you or a mom that you know has gone more than 2 weeks past their due date, they'll tell you that it's like a tough mental game. Some women go more than 2 weeks past their due date, like 3 weeks past their due date or whatever, because due dates really don't mean anything. So I've learned. And so I feel like very surrendered about when this baby will come. I felt like my body has done a few warm-up practices where I've thought like, am I in labor right now? This feels like labor. This feels like labor. And then after an hour or two, it kind of subsides. And so, well, mentally that's kind of tough because you get excited and you start kind of like prepping your space in your mind a little bit. That's also tough because you get excited and then you're like, oh, that wasn't it. Okay. So yeah, it's not the easiest thing to go late, which you're not late, like God's timing is perfect. And that's brought me a lot of comfort. Is I really haven't been praying like, God, help this baby to come today. I really want this baby to come today, or on this day or this day. Like, it's helped me to really pray more specifically, God, help me to just surrender to your timeline. Help me to trust in your timeline. Help me to surrender to your timeline. I feel like I've prayed those a lot over the last couple of weeks. And that's really helped my heart to just stay surrendered and to stay trusting and to stay just kind of open-handed with whatever God has for me and whatever timing he has for this baby. And just talking to my baby about that a lot too. Like, you know, hey, whenever you're ready, whenever you feel strong and you feel safe, like, we love you and we're ready for you and we can't wait to meet you. Not like, please come today, we're waiting on you. Like, there's no frustration. There's just surrender and trust and enjoyment, I would say. I feel like I've enjoyed this pregnancy a lot. It's gone by really quickly in some ways. And I feel the most, I would say, the most confident throughout this pregnancy than I have in my last two. And I think that is a lot to do with how I navigated my last pregnancy and birth and postpartum. It's really inspired so much in my heart, and I really, really believe in the statement that how we live is how we birth is how we mother. And I think that it matters, the decisions that we make and how we give birth and how we mother and how we live every single day. And so I feel like that's really changed how I viewed this pregnancy, is not from a place of fear or coercion or insecurity or anxiety, but just a place of trust and surrender and confidence in the Lord and in the spirit that He's given me of discernment. So I feel like this pregnancy has been a lot more easeful and peaceful than any that I've experienced before. So that's been really wonderful. This pregnancy has not been without bumps along the way. And so one of them, all three of my babies were breech until like 38 plus weeks. So I've just kind of come to expect that in my body. I don't know if it's, you know, my ligaments, or I don't know if it's the way that my pelvis is shaped, but all three of my children were breech up until 38 weeks, or even past that with some. And just like this baby was as well. So that was another good opportunity for surrender and confidence building and really taking full responsibility for my own pregnancy. I think that's so, so important, is taking responsibility for every choice that we make in pregnancy and in motherhood. And so, yeah, that was a good heart exercise for me, I would say. Really trusting, not only trusting birth, but trusting the God who designed birth. That breech, in my opinion, is just a variation of normal. So it's not something that I like panicked about, and I've had to kind of resurrender each time. And truly, after like one evening session of doing spinning babies at home with my husband, baby flipped, and they were in the right position the next day. So if you have a breech baby and you know you're wanting a little help with that, spinning babies is great. But yeah, so that was one thing. And I also had placenta previa from weeks like 20 until like right before around 34 weeks. I had 2 ultrasounds, one at each of those times. And so that was a lot of prayer for me as well, was surrendering that, you know, we're wanting, Lord willing, we'll have another home birth for this baby. But the kind of knowing that, okay, if I have placenta previa, you know, this is what that can mean. And honestly, placenta previas resolve a lot on their own, most of the time on their own. So I think it can be kind of like a fearful thing, but our bodies really know what they're doing. And so much of the time they will resolve on their own. And that's what happened for me was, you know, I had at 20 weeks, it was my placenta was completely covering my cervix. And when I went back for my 34-week ultrasound to check in on it, it was still low-lying, but it was not covering anymore. And since then, it's just continued to move up, and my body has done what it's supposed to do. So that's been really cool. But again, it's been really interesting, like having to work through those things and kind of surrender to God's plan for this baby instead of my plan, to not be controlling over, you know, this pregnancy or what this birth is going to look like. But really trusting Him with it. And He's been really, really good to us in so many ways, like more than I have time to express in this video. I've felt really good through this pregnancy. Through the last couple of weeks, I've definitely had like a lot of stiffness in my hands and carpal tunnel syndrome, or carpal tunnel symptoms, just like numbing and tingling and stuff. So that's been hard. And in my last postpartum, I've never really shared this before on YouTube, and I've shared a little bit on Instagram about it, but I had really intense pain after my last home birth with my son. And it's something called symphysis pubis dysfunction, or it's also known as like pelvic girdle something. And it was excruciating. I say that not to cause fear in any moms. This was like the worst case. I was told by multiple providers, this is the worst case I've ever seen. So what I went through is not common, but it happens. And I couldn't stand for about a week after birth. I could barely move my legs. Like, it was so excruciating. It was wild. So if you have been through that before, you are seen, and I feel for you so much because I went through that. But it really inspired me also to actually become a doula. So in January of 2023, I started pursuing certification to become a doula. And that has been really incredible. I'm a certified birth doula, and I do a lot of postpartum work. I started doing that. Okay, I should rephrase this. I started doing that like the first half of this year. After finding out I was pregnant, I had to start slowing down because I could just feel my body needing some slowness and some attention. And so that's been a really cool journey, and I'm still doing that. If you want to follow that business at all, it's on Instagram. It's at Madison Doula, D-O-U-L-A. I'll put that in the description down below as well in case you'd like to follow along there, or if you're pregnant or postpartum or just interested in learning about those things, you can follow that Instagram page down below. But yeah, that's been a big change for us. I felt super inspired just by the Lord to help women, not only through their pregnancies and their birth, which are so important, but just caring for them afterwards. I think a lot of women get dropped after birth and just don't get the care that they need and don't get the nourishment that they need. And so that's really become a big passion of mine, is nourishing not only my family and learning to cook really beautiful meals, but also for other new moms and families to really strengthen and heal from birth. Another shift that we've done this, just even in the last couple of months actually, has been me stepping back from paid ministry alongside my husband. After becoming pregnant with my third child, I just knew like I need to focus on being a mom right now. I'm still doing plenty of ministry things and volunteering. We host house church in our home pretty frequently, if not weekly, and a lot of church events in our home. So I feel like my ministry has become less what it used to be when I was married without kids, and it's transitioned really beautifully into what ministry in motherhood looks like for me, and what the Lord has really placed on my heart in that calling. And that's different than what it looked like before I had kids, or even when I had one kid. So I'm really grateful for that, and that's brought a lot of peace, just kind of removing some of the pressure of paid ministry for me. I do strongly believe that women who work for the church should be paid by the church. I believe in women's ministry leaders being paid by the church. That is a conviction of mine, and not everyone shares that. So I'm not against women being paid by the church in any way, just so that's clear. I just knew that I needed to step back from that for a time, for a season. I don't know how long it's going to be. That it might be for a year, or it might be longer. But I feel like the Lord has really shifted how I view ministry as a mom. What He has really placed on my heart in that calling. Yeah, so I'll probably have to get into that more in depth in future videos. So let me know in a comment down below if you'd like me to do a whole video on that, and kind of where those convictions have shifted, and where just my views of ministry have changed, and why and whatnot. So, but I'd love to talk more about that in a future video. You can see over here I have on my nightstand a ton of like postpartum snacks and candles and lotion and just all sorts of things to really care for my body postpartum, as that is going to be any day now, prayerfully. So yeah, I do a lot of content on my business Instagram just about how I'm preparing for postpartum and whatnot. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was kind of a shorter video, but I just wanted to update you on life and this new baby and how our family has changed. A lot has changed, and so I just felt like I wanted to film a little life update video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So be sure to subscribe and like this video if you'd like to see more, and let me know in a comment down below if you have any other questions. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.